wonder if this is going to work. What do you think? Is it going to work? We'll see. So what I'm trying to do is I'm in the middle of recording a podcast episode. As you can see, it's my day off. I'm unshaven. I'm grubby. I'm not television worthy, but here I am, nonetheless. In my studio, it is Friday. It's Friday before a long weekend. So I'm like, whatever. Here I am. And I thought I would see what it was like to record this podcast that I do every week. I don't know if you know about it. It's called Art for All. And every Monday I put out an episode. But today I'm recording one. And I thought that I would, let you join in the process if you'd like to see how it works. So let's see if it does. First of all, here I am. I'm putting on official looking headphones. And this podcast is called Pass It On. So that seems appropriate, don't you think? Because I'm going to be passing on some wisdom, information, knowledge of my own. See how that works. And I'm setting things up. So if you see me looking off camera, that's because that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at my recording studio. I have a microphone here, and I have various computer monitors in front of me. So that's kind of what I'm working on. And the idea behind this podcast episode of Art for All is generally, if you don't know, it's generally just, I'm trying to make a podcast that's really short. A lot of podcasts go on and on and on. Sometimes that's great, but that's not what I want to do. As you can tell, brevity is not one of my leading qualifications or characteristics, but I'm trying to be restrained when it comes to this sort of thing, when it comes to making this podcast. So that's what I'm doing. And so that's the plan today. And so I try to make this podcast that's short and that is somewhat useful information or a point of view or an idea, and just to pass it on to you and see what you think. So if you want to subscribe to it, you can. It's there. It's on the internet. It could be on your phone. You could be listening to it while you're drawing or driving or napping, whatever it is you'd like to do. So I'm just doing the final setups here. This is, again, the kind of boring sausage making stuff that you don't usually see. I'm also not in my usual, this is not where I record Draw With Me, which is in a slightly different angle and location. But this, there we go. This is one of those things that stops you from doing that kind of stuff, which is annoying. But here we go. So I'm going to start the recording. Here we go. I hope you'll hear everything I'm doing as I'm doing it. You'll see how it works. Here we go. I see I've already messed it up. I have to start again. It's a gradual process. It is not easy. And it takes some time to get it right. This podcast business. Even though I've done, I don't know, this is like the third actual podcast I've had. And I've done, this is, I think, the 38th episode that I've made of this podcast. And yet I managed to screw it up almost invariably. So you'll get to watch me do that. If you're still interested, still there. All right. Let's try this again. Because it's all important that I have the music. Welcome to Art for All, Sketchbook Skool podcast. I'm your host, Danny Gregory. I'm the author of a dozen or so books on art and creativity. and I'm also a sketchbook artist. And today I want to talk about how you make art and how you don't make art, which is something that we all too often do, which is we get in our own ways. So let's talk about that. Think of all the people who've inspired you, the authors that you love, the directors whose movies have moved you, the musicians who kept you company in the studio while you were working, all of them. And now think of your creative work as payback. Rather than being intimidated by the greatness of all the people that you admire, see your work as a way to pass on the favor. Maybe your mentors will see your work and they'll be inspired by it. I've had that experience, and it's one of the most gratifying that there is. Or maybe your work will inspire a total stranger, someone in need of your help. That's the greatest kind of gift, to give anonymously and do your work. Doing your work has the potential to do that. Think about those things the next time the monkey, that inner critic, that harsh little voice that tries to derail you, next time it tries to squash your productivity, tries to stop you from making your art. Think of those who won't benefit from the work that you're refusing to make. You have the power to inspire the world. You really do. You have the power to inspire me, and you have the power to inspire yourself. Try it. Thanks for joining me today. I'll create something new for you again next week. Till then, I'm Danny Gregory, and this is Art for All. And we slowly, gradually fade out. And there it is. We're done. That's an episode. How long was it? It was brief. And there's my wife coming and taking the dog. You see, this is how it works. Doors closed. Fortunately, the tape was no longer running, so that won't be part of the episode. But that's it. That's how I make these. Now you know. So, thanks for joining me today. And I didn't do Draw With Me yesterday, and I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to take Fridays off, but as you can see, I had to do something, and I thought I'd bring you along with me. So this weekend, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take a week off. Not a week. I took a morning off. And that's what I did. So I didn't draw with you yesterday, but I will draw with you next week. And then it's Memorial Day, so it's time to crack open the barbecue and read a book. And I don't know. I'm gonna probably sit by the pool. I think it's gonna be 100 and something here in Phoenix, so I'm gonna try and cool down, stay cool, and work. I like working, but I'm not going to get to do what I like this weekend. Well, I am, but you know what I mean. So thanks for joining me, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.